Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Tim Norman of Sweetie Pie's murder for hire plot on his nephew. Jennifer Williams of Basketball Wives tried to tell you. Let's get into it. The star of a reality show that was based in St. Louis, Soul Food Restaurant, has been accused in a murder for hire plot, which resulted in the murder of his 21-year-old nephew back in 2016. James, also known as Timothy Norman, is the son of Sweetie Pie's owner, Miss Robbie Montgomery. The victim, Andre Montgomery, is Miss Robbie's grandson. For y'all that don't know, Sweetie Pies is a show that has seasons that aired on Oprah's network. The first episode of the show came out in 2011. August 18th, I know I'm a little bit late, but somebody sent me the story and wanted me to do it. On August 18th, James Timothy Norman, Tim, 41, was charged with conspiracy to use interstate commerce facilities in the commission of a murder for hire, resulting in death in connection with the March 2016 murder of 21-year-old Andre Montgomery. Terica Ellis, an exotic dancer from Memphis, who investigators said Norman's accomplice, was arrested and charged with the same crime. Now, they say this chick is an exotic dancer. She don't look like she's an exotic dancer, but you know, you can't judge the book by its cover. But anyway, you probably would never thought she'd try to kill somebody either. But anyway, Andre was killed by gunfire. The day Andre died, Tim and Terica bought and activated temporary cell phones at the same store and then communicated on them all day. So Terica used the phone and calls Andre, which Andre is the guy that got killed, to find out where he was, to lure him outside so that way they can go ahead and proceed with the murder. So this how they got all caught up, because then they found out all the information. So after she ended up calling Andre, she ended up calling Tim right after that. So of course that put two and two together. Andre was then shot and killed, but a lot of people are thinking like this Terica girl was not by herself. She had somebody else. So they're thinking that Tim was not actually there when it happened. Terica was there and then somebody else was there too, because they don't feel like she actually just did it on her own. She had somebody else there. And of course, he set the whole thing up. I'm just like, this is crazy. So I guess she must have knew Andre too for him to be talking to her, or for her to be able to call him just that easy. So Terica's phone location information placed her in the vicinity of the murder at the time of the homicide. After the murder, Terica called Tim and began to travel to Memphis. Straight up dummies. I guess they figure, oh, I got a burner phone. Ain't nobody gonna find out nothing. This is like sick. Your own family setting you up to get killed. Like, people just do the craziest stuff for money. People are so hungry for money. Days after the murder, Terica deposited over $9,000 in cash in various bank accounts. On March 18, 2016, Tim contacted the life insurance company to try to collect the life insurance policy he had obtained on his nephew. This dude took a life insurance policy out on his nephew because he knew he was setting him up. He was going to do this. I think the part that like really bothered me is the fact that Tim goes and he does an interview on Oprah's network, and he's out there at the crime scene and he says, "We've lost a lot of family members here on this street, Andre, as of late," as if he cared. But then again, I guess, you know, that's the way people will think. He got to make it seem like he cares so much so nobody will look at him and think that he did it. This is crazy. This happened in 2016 and they're just finally catching up with him. 2020. Wow. And the other crazy thing is, in 2014, Tim obtained a $450,000 life insurance policy on his nephew. That was not the only one that he got, and he was the sole beneficiary. So he had set this up all the way back in 2014 and killed him 2 years later. Well, had him killed 2 years later. Really? Like, he planned this. Like, you get some time for some planned stuff. August 20th, the grand jury charged Tim and his insurance agent with 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud. Arrest warrants were previously issued to Tim and his agent, who were both arrested earlier this week. Now listen to how people are messing their lives up. Tim had a pretty good life. You know, he's on a show and everything. But the guy, the producer of Nellyville, is the agent that was helping him out with this whole conspiracy thing, trying to get money. Now he messing his life up too. These people just money hungry for real. So Tim and Nellyville producer end up putting out 3 separate life insurance applications beginning October 2014 for Andre. Okay, so hear this. Tim obtained a $200,000 policy as well as a $200,000 accidental death rider that would pay out in the event that Andre died of something other than natural causes, and then a $50,000 10-year term rider that would pay out if Andre died within 10 years of the policy's insurance in 2014. If convicted of conspiracy to commit murder for hire or murder for hire resulting in death, the penalty is life imprisonment or death and a fine of $250,000. Okay, penalty of life imprisonment or death and a fine of $250,000. Like, where are you going to get that $250,000 if he has life in prison or he, you know, is sent to death? The other charges will be conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud, carries a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison and a fine of $250,000. A lot of people were shocked at the allegations, saying, you know, they don't believe it. One person said, I remember Tim as a very thoughtful and very friendly young man. I worked with him as he reached out to at-risk men and women. St. Louis, he was very, very supportive of individuals who were coming out of incarceration. So I want to take this over another way. Now, remember when Jennifer was trying to tell her story, Jennifer Williams of Basketball Wives, and she was talking about what type of person he was and how he was, and nobody could believe it because everybody like, oh, he's a good person. He's never done this. He's never done that. We never had a problem with him. Jennifer just wanted attention. Jennifer is lying. That's not true. It couldn't be true. Oh, he's such this. Oh, he's such that. Now, all of a sudden, this type of stuff come up. Should it not make y'all feel some type of way? Like, Jennifer probably was telling the truth. Jennifer was saying that he was stalking her. He abused her. She had to get a restraining order. Y'all remember that on the show and stuff. And he had already been in prison for robbery. Like, this is not far-fetched, but y'all gave her a hard time. But anyway, after this happened, she ended up posting this. Karma will get you one way or another. The truth always reveals itself. Now, that is so true. And I just can't believe, like, even now people are giving her a hard time because she had something to say about it. I would say something too if somebody did something to me and they just getting away with it and everybody thinking, oh, he's so innocent, but he already been, you know, convicted of robbery. I guess y'all feel like, okay, that's robbery. That's not the same thing as him hitting somebody or doing something to somebody as far as that goes. But still, he has a record already. Kind of look at it. And then now this comes out. So I'm happy, like, you know, if they do convict him, they finally got him off the streets. Because this right here is something crazy. Your own nephew? Really? Dag, if he would do this to his nephew? Just think about what he was doing to Jennifer or any other females that he was dealing with. It's just too much. But anyway, y'all comment down below how y'all feel about this. Do y'all feel like he really did it? He didn't do it? He had nothing to do with it? He set it up? He had all this going? I think he set it up because he had a whole life insurance policy. 3 different life insurance policies that he set up. Who set up 3 different life insurance policies on their nephew? I'll see if you're taking care of your nephew. You might take one insurance policy out, but 3 different insurance policies? That was a whole setup. And in 2 years before it actually happened, like, he was setting this whole thing up. This man's life was in this other man's hands. Andre's life was in Tim's hands. Like, his life was just counting down each day and he didn't even know it. That's the sad part about it. I just want to say one thing. Y'all live life to the fullest. Don't play no games. Live your life. Love your family. Love your people, because you never know when your last day is. You got people out here you trust in, people that's supposed to be your family, and they the ones that's out here turning their backs or doing little crazy stuff to you. But anyway, give me a thumbs up on my video. Subscribe to my channel if you hadn't already. Subscribe to my other channel if you hadn't already. Make sure you check me out on social media. And make sure you check out my shop. Make sure you click that bell for notification of my videos. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, be blessed. Make sure you go check out my IGT page and go check out my store. All right, guys.
Anyway, enough of that stuff.